So recently, I was going to Netflix's coming soon section, and I saw this film, All the Freckles in the World, and at first I thought it was an English film, but what I didn't realize was that it was just translated into English with dub, but it was originally a Mexican film. So I still watched it because I thought the trailer looked interesting. And what I got was probably one of the worst films I've seen in a while. Now, I just want to clarify this by starting something off. When I think a film is bad, I always feel bad for saying this. There's always this voice in the back of my head, like right now, where I'm thinking, what if a person is watching this and then who did something on the film? Because I'm sure there's always someone who or multiple people who work on a film and then watch or look up the reviews. So, and just making a film is a really big accomplishment on its own, and not just a film, but an actual big film, not like a Neil Breen, but an actual proper film that just seems really well. And this did go into the cinemas in Mexico, so that's great. It's an actual great film, and I think people should be proud of what they did, because most of what I have a problem with is the writing, and I don't mean the dialogue. I think the dialogue is okay, but it's more the plot. So let me explain. So the film is about this guy, Jose Miguel, and he moves into this new place, and he has to go to this new school and start over again. And at first I'm thinking, oh, okay, people aren't gonna lie to him, he's gonna be the new, weird kid, and they even make him carry around a little lunchbox, which people make fun of him for. So it seems like he's gonna be really unpopular, and just no one will really like him. But within the first 5 minutes of him being in school, he's already made a new friend, Liliana. So they're friends now. And then there's also this guy whose name I can't remember, but he's the most likable character in the film. So I'm pretty sure his name began with an R. I'll just call him Roderick, from Darfur Begin. Let's go with that. So you got Roderick over here. Once again, not his real character's name, just can't remember it. And Roderick is clearly older than everyone else in his class, and he has failed the grade he's in, which I'm not sure what it was, for years. And he's now, I think, 19 or 18, and he wants to go to the other school, but he's too dumb. And so you have, he's got his new friends. So I'm thinking, okay, that was probably a little too quick. And then he sees this girl, Christina, and he likes her. But then everyone keeps on saying there's this guy, Kenji, and that they will never break up. Everyone says this. I'd say it's a line that's said about 8 times, maybe 9 throughout the film. It's spoken a lot. And when you first keep on hearing this, it's like, okay, that's setting some high standards, so that then when they eventually do break up, it'll be like, oh look, they actually did it. But it's also like, hey, we know they're gonna break up. So, he's trying to win Christina. And at first, Kenji actually seems like a really nice dude. He kicks Jose Miguel in the head and instantly apologizes for it and is super apologetic about it. And it seems great. He's a good dude. Although Jose Miguel really doesn't like him for some reason, because he wants to date his girlfriend, so he hates this dude now. And at first, we have no reason to hate Kenji. He seems like a really nice guy, and Christina seems, happy with him. But then, as he becomes more friends with Christina, she reveals he's a really big Christian, and that he doesn't let her listen to rock music and stuff. And Jose Miguel's like, oh my god, he doesn't let you have your own life. And then Kenji says, in a pretty nice way, it's of course not the nicest way ever, but it still is acceptable, I think. If I heard someone say this, I would say, yeah, they're being a little rude, but it's still, like, very acceptable. He kind of just says, you're giving my girlfriend presents and spending a lot of time with her. I just, she's my girlfriend and all. And then Jose Miguel's like, you can't control her. So then that's fine, they're at it now. And then it turns out she likes soccer. And there's this World Cup in the school that's going on. So he recruits a team of people we see him hang out with at least 3 times before, for a split second. I'd say before he recruits them as a team, they have at least 3 minutes of screen time. So he recruits this team of people who apparently he's friends with, even though we barely see it. So there's this guy who can't walk without these things on his legs. There's this other guy who I don't know what his problem is, but he likes Michael Jackson a lot, and the principal says he's a little too mature. And then there's this other kid who's just your classic, just smart kid, he's just your typical smart guy who just everyone kind of hates and is annoying. So, it seems like it's just basically a lot of them are just stereotypes, except for the kid with literally the disability. So other than that, it's all fine. And they're all kind of ready to form a team. And you know what? The more I'm thinking about it now, I'm pretty sure the mature kid and Michael Jackson were 2 separate people. I'm not sure. They're just... These characters don't have personalities. No one in this group, other than the Roderick guy, has a personality. The whole soccer team is just nothing, except for, Roderick and Jose Miguel. So, they play soccer. At first they're losing, but then it turns out Roderick is like, oh, he's 19, taller than everyone. What a surprise, he's better than them at soccer. Whoa. And it's like, you can kind of like see that coming, because it's like, yeah, he's freaking old, so much older than you guys. And bigger and taller, and stronger. He's gonna be better at sports than you. So they're like, holy crap, if we just keep him on our team, we can't lose. There's no way. But I also forgot to mention this, but basically, Jose Miguel forms a bet with Kenji that he will, basically, whoever wins gets Christina. And at first Kenji is like, no, that is a horrible thing. And then Jose Miguel eventually convinces him. So then they do it. And then that's kind of why they're doing the whole soccer thing. And everything seems to be going well. But then Liliana, who kissed Jose Miguel and asked to be her boyfriend, and then Jose Miguel was like, no, God, no. She's like, oh, okay. And then Jose's like, we can still be friends though. So Liliana then, because she's kind of mad at him over that, and the fact that it seems like he doesn't really like her anymore as a friend, and that they just don't hang out anymore. Just a lot of things like that, and he's just generally being a bit of a prick. She gets up behind Christina and then starts talking to her friends about the bet. Of course, letting Christina hear. So then Christina is going over to talk to Genji and Jose Miguel about it. And then Genji is literally... Genji? Oh my god, have I been saying Genji? Like the Overwatch character? Fuck. Kenji. Not Genji. Kenji. Kenji. Okay, got it. Kenji. So Kenji... No, I still feel... Okay, let's just roll it. So then Kenji is literally like to Jose Miguel, hey, I thought about it more and God wouldn't like it, so I do not want to bet on her anymore. It's a bad thing to do. And then Jose Miguel is like, what? No, we're doing this. And then she comes up and then she's like, I can't believe you two. Why would you do that? And then Jose Miguel literally is just like, oh yeah, Kenji, how could you do that? And like tries to make it look like it was his idea. Then he goes to comfort her. Well, Kenji, my guy over here, who's done nothing wrong throughout the entire thing, is just standing there like, oh shit, did I just lose my girlfriend? So, you may be starting to get the idea, like, okay, it kind of seems like Jose Miguel's a bad person. Well, let me tell you, it gets much worse. Roderick ends up in hospital. I don't know why, I can't remember, but all I remember is that he's lying in bed and there's something wrong with him and he can't play soccer for a while, if ever again. And then Jose Miguel is like, fuck you, you're selfish, how could you do this to us? We need you on our team. Then he's over there like, what? I'm literally like, what? I've hurt myself. Miguel, you can't be serious. Or at least that's what I wish he was like, when in reality he's like, I'm so sorry, please, you know, I didn't mean for this to happen. And Jose Miguel's just like, no, you're a bad person, you're selfish, you're only thinking of yourself here. So he leaves, and then we basically are left with nothing. They now have no best team members. How are they gonna win? Because they're now in the finals. Well, Jose Miguel is like, we can still win, but you gotta take off your stilts. Or they're not stilts, whatever they are. They help him walk. And then he's like, my mom multiple times said I need these to walk. And he's like, take them off. So then he takes them off. And then he starts running. And of course, he falls on his face because, you know, he's disabled. And he needs them to walk. Jose Miguel is like 13, 14 in this. I don't know how he doesn't understand the idea of a disability. And it just, you know, it seems like a pretty, you know, what? So, you know, of course, they lose. And then Jose is like, I'm gonna fight you, Kenji. And Kenji's like, are you sure you wanna fight me? And then he's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking fight you. So then they go out to the parking lot to fight. And then Christina is like, you lay a finger on him and we're done. And Kenji's like, well, you know, okay. And then he's like, no, I'm giving you a chance. You don't have to fight me, you can walk away. Jose Miguel throws dirt in his face and he gives him one punch and he's down. One punch. He could have kept beating him up. Wait, did he continue beating him up? No, I think he only gave him one punch. Yeah, let's go with that. He gave him one punch. And that's all. I'm pretty sure anyways. He may have heard him more, but I'm pretty sure he didn't. But then, anyways, Christina is like, fuck you, I'm going with Jose now. So then Jose Miguel and her are dating. And with the first scene we see with them in a relationship, is him telling her that he wants to break it off and that he thinks he loves Liliana. This comes out of fucking nowhere. It's just, what? Where did this come out of? So then she's like, fuck you. So then he's like, okay, and then he goes to confess his love for Liliana, and she's hooking up with Kenji. So then her and Kenji are like, hey yo, fuck off. So he's like, damn, what the hell? And then his dad, who has been AWOL throughout the entire film, comes back and is like, hey, here's a Walkman, we're moving. So then they move from the town, and they move to another town, and then it ends. Now, I was saying my main problem is with the plot. The plot itself isn't that bad. A boy trying to win the affections of a girl signed up for a soccer team with a group of outcasts who aren't good at soccer. Fine, good. What I mean by the plot is, this film sets up a lot of stuff and just doesn't go through with it. So, for starters, this is a big one. A teacher is having a relationship with Roderick. There are hints of it at the start, where he picks up pens for her and they're always sneaking off together. And then at the very end, she's in the hospital with him. And she's like, holds his toe and then leaves. And it's kind of like, it's obvious that they're in a relationship together. And you may be thinking, where's this gonna go? You know? Is he gonna break it off with her? Is he gonna, are they gonna, reveal their relationship? What's gonna happen? Well, what if I told you that the last scene we get of them together that acknowledges their relationship is when she's in the hospital with him? All we get for our ending of this subplot is her saying, "I'll see you later," holding his toe and leaving. So this whole subplot is just dropping hints of it, and at first I thought they were going to be a really great story and make it so that he was almost getting raped by her, because there's a scene where she says, "Come on, let's go, we're gonna go hook up." Well, she didn't say that, but it's obvious that's what they're going to do. And then Roderick is like, "No, I can't, no." And then she's like, "You have to, let's go." And then he has to leave her, which is giving me some very rapey vibes. Obviously, it's consensual, but like, you cannot make a teacher have, a relationship with a student, and then multiple times when they say, "No, I can't go right now," the teacher forces them to go. You can't have that and not give me a conclusion. She should go to jail. Something should happen to her. She's a horrible person. But nothing does happen. What happens instead is just nothing. Jose is just like, okay, I think you may be having a relationship with the teacher, but we're gonna not mention that. And then another thing is that, so as I said, Jose Miguel's father is AWOL throughout the entire story. And his sister keeps on mentioning this guy, I think his name was Ziggy, or something like that, but he's a soccer player. And, in the school that Jose is now attending, his dad is friends with the principal, and the principal says his dad is famous around here. And the fact that that Jose's sister keeps on talking about Ziggy and how she loves Ziggy, and then she'll get annoyed at Ziggy. She mentions it the whole time. I'm pretty sure every time she's in the film, she mentions them. Think about that. If every time a character was in a film, they just mentioned Ziggy, it would make you feel like, oh, the dad is Ziggy. That's why he's never there. Well, the World Championships are on right now on the TV, and he's never at home, so it aligns that he can't, be there with them at that time because he's in the World Championship. It makes sense why the daughter loves him so much and then complains about him losing and is just so obsessed with this guy Ziggy, and explains why the dad is famous in the school, because he was a soccer player from the team who then later went on to be famous. It all aligns. But then when we finally get to see the dad, it is nothing. Nothing. He literally just is like, hey, I bought you this Walkman, we're gonna have to move. So, you get to see him for the first time at the end of the movie, and nothing happens. They just don't even bring up Ziggy, and that he could have been him. I just think that is such a missed opportunity. Even if it was blatantly obvious, in my opinion, when I was watching it, I was like, oh, it's so obvious, it's Ziggy. And then just to make it not? What? It just seemed too well of a fit. I don't know. It's weird, because it just seems everything, even from her trying to call Ziggy and having to pay money to call him, that just kind of seems to me like a daughter trying to call her dad, who's never at home, just to talk to him. So those are only two storylines that are just placed in, but then, go nowhere. And that's this film's biggest problem, is that it will take a storyline, start it, drop hints throughout the entire movie, and then just nothing happens with it. Another thing is that Jose Miguel is an inventor. He invents something where it's like that he says he does crosswords too quickly on cereal boxes, so then he tapes this little thing, and when he spins it around, he gets a new crossword, which seems smart and all, but the only problem with that is you're still gonna run out of crosswords. The little spinny thing you have on the back of your cereal box, that that has a set number of crosswords. You're still gonna run out of them. You're not gonna have infinite ones. He also makes this cube and this thing that I think, you kind of rewind a cassette with it, but he invents a lot of things, and I was thinking it was gonna go somewhere, but it really doesn't. It doesn't at all. He just every now and then will invent something and, give it to someone or just talk about it, but it never really goes anywhere. So, all in all, this film kind of just, other than, it just kind of sucks with its ending. It ends with a lot of the storylines having bad endings or not having an ending at all. We never see what he does with his inventions. We never see what happens with the teacher and him. And then you start to see, they're going to do the thing where you show the character and then explain what happened to them later on. Okay, good. This will explain what happened to Roderick. And with the teacher, Roderick appears. Oh, okay, so he never actually got to the other school, and now he just works at the school that he didn't even graduate at. Oh, that's sick as hell. How did he get a teaching job there? He didn't even graduate the school, and you're gonna give him a teaching job there. Okay. And then Genji goes to Tokyo or something and becomes some famous person. I don't know, but it's such a bad ending. And you may be thinking, why is the film called All the Freckles in the World? I only realised this at the end. It's because every girl he likes in the film has freckles. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe don't watch this film. I mean, I can't see any value out of it that much. It's clear that work definitely went into it. I think the actors do a fine job. I don't have any problem with them. Although, I can't really judge it that much. I had dubbed version, so I get to see their facial expressions and all, but I don't get to hear their voice. So maybe, it could be a worse version in Mexico. I don't know, but all the actors do a fine job. The cinematography is pretty good. I would say it's good. It's definitely not plain. It's a little bit above plain. They do have some cool scenes. Well, not cool scenes, but just different scenes. Not every scene is like, just a basic and bland shot. They have some shots of, Miguel falling back, or just kind of different shots, but like for the most part they're not, boring or anything. There are some good ones, like he flies down from the stairs. So yeah, I can't say the cinematography and camera work isn't good. It's pretty good. It's okay. My main problem is just the writing, and maybe even the directing. I feel like there wasn't much direction, but I don't know. It's a bit iffy. I thought this film was taken from a book, and I was gonna start this review by saying I don't blame the writers, because you're dealing, you have to be good to the source material, even though it has a crappy ending. But I looked up and there was no book. This is an original film. At least I think it is. I looked it up on Wikipedia. Never says anything about there being a book. I look up, was all the Freckles in the world originally a book? Nothing comes up. I look up all the Freckles in the world book. Nothing comes up. I think it was originally not a book and just a movie, and if so, boy, you gotta work on your endings. You do. This is a bad ending. You gotta come through with your plot points. If I were to give constructive criticism, it would be come true with your plot points. Make all of them, leave them good, and that everything seems resolved and don't have to be asking questions. And don't hint at stuff and then do nothing with it. It's okay for a character to have a character trait like inventing, but it's also like you have to do something with that, But for the most part, this was just a kind of film, I can't say it's, horrible, but I also can't say it's good. It's just a little bit below plain. So probably a 4.5 out of 10, which I think is the lowest review I've ever done on this film, or on a film review so far. I think for the most part I've only reviewed good films, and that's really because I don't watch films I know are going to be bad, except for like Home Alone 4, which was more for your guys' enjoyment than mine. I knew it was going to be bad, but I mean, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope, the next film I review is better, and I will see you guys next time.